What's the most manipulative thing someone did while pretending to help you? I was helping my stepmom organize her files when I found an envelope with my name on it. Inside were my therapy notes from when I was 13, notes that should have been with Dr. Martinez, not sitting in a cardiologist's office. I opened it and found everything: intake forms, session summaries, and then the devastating part: detailed notes from my worst sessions where I'd broken down completely. Pages where I'd told Dr. Martinez that my mom drank too much wine at night, that she sometimes forgot to pick me up from school, and that I felt safer at Dad's house because it was quieter and more stable. I remembered those sessions vividly. I was a confused, angry kid lashing out at everything. Mom was working 3 jobs to keep us afloat after Dad left, and I didn't understand why she was always exhausted and stressed. On paper, ripped from context, it painted her as neglectful and unstable. I put everything back and didn't say anything because I figured maybe my stepmom had gotten them legally somehow for medical reasons. 3 weeks later, my mom called me sobbing. My dad had filed a petition to modify child support, claiming he deserved full custody of my younger brother because mom was an unfit parent. Then she told me what evidence he'd submitted to the court: photocopies of my therapy notes. I felt like the world was spinning. I told her it was impossible because those records were confidential, but she just kept crying. She said Dad's new wife had somehow obtained them through professional channels, and they were now part of the court record. He'd cherry-picked every negative thing I'd said about mom during my darkest moments as a 13-year-old and presented them as evidence of her inadequate parenting. My stepmom had used her medical connections to get records that should have been sealed forever, then helped weaponize my private trauma against my own mother. The damage was immediate and devastating. Even though I was 21 now and could testify on mom's behalf, I had to stand in front of a judge and explain that those words came from a broken kid who didn't understand that her mom was drowning trying to survive as a single parent. I told them my stepmom had violated doctor-patient confidentiality and betrayed my trust, but the evidence was already submitted. Then it hit me like a punch to the gut. This was planned. My stepmom had probably gotten those records months ago, maybe even before Dad decided to file. She'd been sitting on them like ammunition, waiting for the perfect moment to destroy my mom's reputation. After court, mom didn't lose custody completely, but she lost something else: her faith that the system would protect her. The judge ordered increased visitation for Dad, and mom had to attend mandatory parenting classes because of what I'd said in therapy as a traumatized child. That night, I drove to my dad's house unannounced. I walked straight into the home office and confronted my stepmom. I told her I knew what she'd done and that she'd violated her oath as a doctor. She just stood there cold as ice and said she was protecting the family's best interests. I looked her in the eye and told her she'd turned my private pain into a weapon against my own mother, and I would never forgive either of them for that betrayal. Then I walked out and haven't spoken to either of them since.